the self-help industry is actually notoriously scammy and exploitative. The self-help industry and also the business seminar industry. There's a whole industry for teaching people how to start their businesses and becoming financially independent. And the way that this kind of stuff is sold and taught is very scammy. They do a lot of upselling. They use various kinds of pressure sales tactics to get you to buy more and more of their courses, their products, their books, their seminars, their workshops. Eventually, you end up investing thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in these very expensive courses that promise you that you're going to become a great entrepreneur, or they're going to show you some secret technique for how to corner the market or whatever. And it's going to pay you great dividends. And then, of course, it doesn't pan out. Unfortunately, a lot of the self-help industry is stage orange, spiral dynamic stage orange. And a lot of them use high-pressure sales tactics to upsell you on self-help products that you don't really need, that are way overpriced, and they know how to get you to buy that stuff. Most self-help industry seminars are designed first and foremost using this kind of structure in order to slowly lure you into buying higher and higher priced courses, and they end up wasting a lot of your money this way. The next category is everything related to sex and to love. You see, and this is such an obvious one because sex and love, we crave this so much. These are like deep cravings that every human being has, to be loved and to have sex. And so, of course, this makes us very susceptible to being conned and scammed and exploited in this domain. And there's like subdomains of this domain. So you have to be very careful about not getting exploited in sexual relationships, when you're dating, in intimate relationships, when it comes to pornography, the purchasing of pornography, porn sites. Porn sites tend to have a lot of like shady, scammy stuff. Like a lot of times you enter your credit card number into a porn site, they will sell your credit card number, they will overcharge you, that kind of stuff. Strip clubs are notorious for robbing you of your money, exploiting you, conning you. Strippers are really good at that. Strippers have better game than PUAs. Prostitutes, if it comes to prostitution, that's a very shady industry where you can easily get scammed and exploited. And the pickup industry. Even though I've taught aspects of pickup and I have a lot of experience with pickup, I also, like when I entered the pickup industry, I was very, very aware of how shady the industry is, how shady the coaches are. It attracts sort of like the scum or the bottom of the barrel type of people. The people who sell pickup material, sell pickup courses, market pickup to you, promise you to get laid with girls, all this sorts of stuff. I'm not saying that pickup doesn't work. A lot of the advice is great, but you have to be very careful because of, well, honestly, the coaches that are selling pickup products and services, a lot of times they are gaming the guys more than they're gaming the girls, because their attitude towards women is pretty shallow, and they game women and they manipulate women. And of course, that attitude that then just translates to the guys who are their customers who also want to learn how to manipulate women. So people who are into manipulating a lot, people who are trying to teach you how to manipulate women, you have to understand that these people have no ethical qualms. They will also then use those same tactics to manipulate men to get them to pay a lot of money. So they will lie, they will exaggerate, they will promise you things that aren't true, and they will exploit you. So be careful. And if you're a woman, you have to be careful with pickup guys who are into pickup, because they will manipulate you and exploit you, and basically use you for sex. That's a classic one. Classic trap for women. Another domain where you can get scammed and cheated is with hidden fees and monthly subscriptions. And more companies are moving to these monthly subscription models. whether it's video games or software services or whatever else. And that's how they get you. Joining any kind of fringe communities or groups, cults, religion, spirituality. Oddly enough, funnily enough, there's a lot of exploitation, scamming, and conning that comes within the spiritual community and the New Age community. So you have to be extra careful there. And that one is particularly devious because the New Age community and the spiritual community, it seems like, oh, well, spirituality in the New Age, it's non-dogmatic, it's non-ideological, it's beyond religion. It's not like an orthodox religion. And it's all about love, and it's all about sort of like community and being together and having compassion and being conscious, all this sorts of stuff, right? You get all these ideas in your head, and then, of course, that makes you the perfect target for scams and exploits once you're a part of such a community. I've heard many, many cases where spiritual communities and cults will leech tens of thousands of dollars from their followers and members, basically brainwashing them. And it becomes especially easy because, as part of the New Age and spirituality, you can say that, material concerns aren't important, right? And then so it's like, well, if material concerns aren't important, then why don't you just give me all your money? That's how it kind of works. And then if you're brainwashed into that, you might actually do that. You might actually say, yeah, why do I need my life savings? Why don't I just give my life savings to this guru? He needs it to enlighten the world, something like that. The next category is doctors, dentists, alternative medicine, mainstream medicine, miracle cures, and other kinds of New Age cures. So the medical industry is extremely exploitative and scammy. And it's funny because they screw you on both ends. You can kind of divide the medical industry into two halves. You've got the mainstream, traditional orthodox, kind of like Western medicine that you find just, normal doctors and hospitals and insurance companies. They have designed, basically in the United States and in many other countries too, the health insurance industry is designed in such a way to be like a cartel that screws you over for any kind of medical complication that you have and service that you need. It's so baked into the system that most people don't even realize that it is a cartel and it's completely a rigged game. These insurance companies are overcharging. They're denying coverage for various kinds of conditions. The doctors are corrupted and influenced by the pharmaceutical companies who pay them to pitch their pills and products. A lot of times these doctors are so corrupted that they end up selling you and prescribing to you pills and medications that are dangerous or that you don't even need or that will harm your health long term just because they're incentivized to do so by the big pharma companies, their marketing campaigns, and so forth. So there's that whole problem within mainstream medicine. But then you say, well, okay, so screw that. That's all sort of like very corporate. And, corporations are greedy. We all know that. So then you kind of swing your pendulum towards the alternative medicine field, the other half of this equation, and sort of like the New Age community. And there they promise you various kinds of miracle cures and natural remedies and ointments and basically snake oil. They prey on your hopes, and they prey on the fact that, this is an all natural way, and we're not very corporate here. So we're not going to screw you over because we're not some big, giant, greedy, big pharma company. But actually, what they're selling you might even be more dangerous and even worse than what you find from some big pharma company.